Your ego is not your protector or your friend. It is the voice that tells you that you are special, that you deserve recognition, that you need to show others your worth. Prove that your point of view is right. That voice, it is killing you. It is destroying your relationships, sabotaging your success, and keeping you trapped in a prison of your own making. The strongest people you know have one thing in common. They killed their ego years ago. They don't need to be right. They don't need to be seen. They don't need your validation or external approval. And that's exactly why they're winning while you're failing. It's not about becoming weak. It's about becoming free. It's about killing your ego before it kills you. Chapter 1. Your ego is not your identity. You have a choice: to live as your ego or to live as yourself. That's the key. Your ego is not your identity. Your ego is the mask. Your identity is the structure beneath it. Most people don't know the difference. They confuse performance with purpose. They confuse validation with value. They confuse noise with truth. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't build a stable life on unstable identity. That's the foundation of self-control. 1. Ego is performance. Identity is structure. Your ego performs for an audience. Your identity performs for no one. The ego wants reaction. The identity requires none. Ego is external, built on opinions, praise, and attention. Identity is internal, built on action, values, and consistency. You have a choice: to perform or to exist. Repeat after me. I don't perform. I build. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't find peace through applause. You find it through alignment. That's foundation through discipline. 2. Ego needs defense. Identity needs none. The ego reacts to threat. It must protect its image. It must be right. It must be seen. Identity doesn't move under pressure. It doesn't require defense because it's not pretending. When you're secure internally, disagreement doesn't destabilize you. Criticism doesn't require correction. Silence doesn't feel like rejection. You have a choice: to react or to remain. Repeat after me. My identity doesn't need defense. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't fight every perception and still focus on progress. That's clarity through stillness. 3. Ego seeks validation. Identity seeks discipline. The ego asks, do they see me? The identity asks, am I consistent? The ego chases approval. The identity chases alignment. Validation is unstable. It changes hourly. Discipline is permanent. It reinforces daily. You have a choice: to be validated or to be verified through behavior. Repeat after me. I don't need attention. I need alignment. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't stay steady when you measure your worth externally. That's strength through self-reference. 4. Ego reacts. Identity decides. Ego acts first, then justifies. Identity observes first, then executes. Ego is impulsive. Identity is intentional. When you act from ego, your decisions serve emotion. When you act from identity, your decisions serve purpose. You have a choice: to react impulsively or to execute deliberately. Repeat after me. I respond from structure, not from ego. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't lead your life if you follow your ego. That's command through awareness. 5. Ego is fragile. Identity is durable. Ego collapses when ignored. Identity continues when unseen. Ego is fragile because it depends on response. Identity is durable because it depends on principle. The ego breaks under silence. The identity builds under it. You have a choice: to depend or to endure. Repeat after me. My foundation doesn't require attention. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't stay solid if you keep measuring yourself through noise. That's permanence through principle. 6. Ego lives for comparison, identity lives for calibration. The ego compares. The identity calibrates. Comparison is competition without progress. Calibration is reflection with purpose. Ego says, I'm better than them. Identity says, I'm better than before. You have a choice: to compete with others or to refine yourself. Repeat after me. I compare only with my last result. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't grow forward while staring sideways. That's focus through calibration. 7. Ego creates noise. Identity creates order. Ego thrives in reaction. Identity thrives in structure. The ego fills silence with explanation. The identity fills silence with execution. Every unnecessary word weakens authority. Every unnecessary move dilutes impact. You have a choice: to explain or to execute. Repeat after me. I act quietly and consistently. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't produce clarity while performing confusion. That's control through minimalism. 8. Ego is about image. Identity is about substance. The ego wants to look powerful. The identity wants to be powerful. The ego imitates confidence. The identity produces it through action. Ego lives for optics. Identity lives for outcomes. You have a choice: to appear capable or to become capable. Repeat after me. It's not about how I look. It's about what I build. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't sustain image without substance. That's credibility through execution. 9. Ego overestimates importance. Identity understands scale. Ego says, I matter more than the mission. Identity says, the mission matters more than me. Ego puts self above purpose. Identity puts purpose above self. When ego leads, teams fracture. When identity leads, teams align. You have a choice: to be the focus or to serve the focus. Repeat after me. I serve purpose, not pride. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't command others while serving ego. That's leadership through humility. 10. Ego is temporary. Identity is timeless. Ego dies with attention. Identity lives through repetition. Ego needs to be remembered. Identity just needs to exist. The more you chase being someone, the less you become yourself. You have a choice: to live for attention or to live for alignment. Repeat after me. My identity outlives my ego. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't kill ego with words. You kill it with structure. That's detachment through discipline. Ego is the mask. Identity is the foundation. Ego performs. Identity produces. Ego reacts. Identity remains. You have a choice: to feed illusion or to reinforce structure. Repeat after me. I build from identity, not ego. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't stay grounded if you keep performing for validation. Detach from the noise. Return to the core. You've learned to separate performance from purpose, to remove validation as fuel, and return to stability as strength. Now it's time to understand the next cost your ego demands: your need to be right. Chapter 2. The hidden cost of always being right. You have a choice: to protect your ego or to protect your evolution. That's the key. The need to be right is the fastest path to staying wrong. Ego wants victory. Growth wants truth. They cannot coexist. Every time you defend your opinion instead of refining it, you choose stagnation over strength. Every time you argue to win instead of to learn, you trade wisdom for validation. Every time you protect your pride, you lose your potential. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't improve while defending your illusion. That's the foundation of humility through logic. 1. The ego's addiction to certainty. The ego fears uncertainty because uncertainty threatens its image of superiority. It believes being right equals being valuable. It believes being wrong equals being worthless. That's the trap. You have a choice: to cling to certainty or to seek clarity. Repeat after me. I don't need to be right. I need to be real. Certainty feels safe, but safety prevents correction. Correction is what produces improvement. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't grow if you can't be corrected. That's clarity through surrender. 2. Being right costs connection. The need to win every argument isolates you. People stop talking because every conversation turns into a contest. They stop sharing ideas because every idea becomes ammunition. They stop respecting you because every interaction becomes a lecture. You think you're winning. You're actually pushing everyone away. You have a choice: to connect or to compete. Repeat after me. I don't need to win the moment. I need to win the relationship. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't build alliances through combat. That's intelligence through restraint. 3. The rightness reflex. The moment someone challenges your opinion, your ego triggers defense. It feels like survival. It's not survival, it's insecurity. That reflex is a trained habit. You can retrain it. When challenged, pause before responding. Count to 5. Ask, could they be right? You'll notice the reaction fade. The need to defend weakens. You have a choice: to react automatically or to respond intelligently. Repeat after me. I don't defend opinions. I update them. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't evolve if your reflex is resistance. That's awareness through delay. 4. Ego creates enemies out of teachers. Every disagreement has a lesson. The ego turns that lesson into an attack. When someone corrects you, the ego hears you're inferior. But what they actually said was there's a better way. The difference is perception. One perception creates conflict. The other creates mastery. You have a choice: to fight teachers or to learn from them. Repeat after me. Correction is not humiliation. It's calibration. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't gain wisdom if you fight its source. That's education through detachment. 5. The isolation of the always right mind. When you're always right, you stop listening. When you stop listening, you stop learning. When you stop learning, you stop growing. And when growth stops, decay begins. The ego confuses isolation with superiority. But being unchallenged doesn't mean you've mastered truth. It means you've built a cage where nobody bothers to correct you anymore. You have a choice: to stay comfortable or to stay correct. Repeat after me. I need challenge more than I need validation. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't stay accurate if you remove accountability. That's strength through correction. 6. Rightness blocks adaptation. Adaptation requires flexibility. Ego worships rigidity. When you identify with being right, you lose the ability to pivot. You double down on broken strategies because admitting error feels like identity collapse. That's how companies die. That's how leaders fail. That's how individuals stagnate. You have a choice: to prove your old idea or to evolve with new data. Repeat after me. It's not about being right. It's about getting it right. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't lead reality with outdated maps. That's relevance through humility. 7. How to train detachment from being right. Step 1. Listen longer than you speak. Step 2. Ask questions that expose your blind spots. Step 3. Repeat the phrase, "You might be right." Each time you say it, you weaken the ego's control. Each time you stay silent instead of defending, you build discipline. Each time you release pride, you gain power. You have a choice: to serve your ego or to strengthen your mind. Repeat after me. I don't lose by being wrong. I lose by staying wrong. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't grow stronger through protection. You grow stronger through exposure. That's conditioning through humility. 8. Ego is incompatible with wisdom. Wisdom requires an empty vessel. Ego keeps it full of noise. You can't receive correction if your ego fills every space with justification. You can't access new knowledge if your mind is busy defending old mistakes. You have a choice: to appear wise or to become wise. Repeat after me. I empty my need to be right so I can fill with truth. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't collect wisdom while carrying arrogance. That's mastery through emptiness. 9. Humility multiplies power. Humility doesn't lower you. It multiplies you. The humble individual gains information faster. They adapt faster. They connect deeper. They build longer. Because they have nothing to prove. You have a choice: to prove superiority or to expand capacity. Repeat after me. It's not about pride. It's about performance. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't improve what you're unwilling to question. That's power through surrender. 10. The freedom of being wrong. When you kill the need to be right, you become untouchable. Nobody can manipulate you with challenge. Nobody can bait you into reaction. Nobody can control you through ego. Being wrong stops being a threat. It becomes a tool. You have a choice: to defend illusions or to discover truth. Repeat after me. I correct fast. I move forward faster. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't break your limits until you break your need to be right. That's freedom through correction. The need to be right is ego addiction. It feeds short-term control, but guarantees long-term blindness. The correction is discipline. Observation over argument. Awareness over defense. Improvement over pride. You have a choice: to feed your ego or to feed your evolution. Repeat after me. I trade pride for progress. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't kill ego with success. You kill it with surrender. You've learned how the addiction to being right destroys connection and growth. Now it's time to expose the next layer of ego dependency: the need for validation. Chapter 3. Validation seeking is a trap. You have a choice: to perform for attention or to produce for progress. That's the key. Validation is not appreciation. Validation is control. When you depend on others to confirm your worth, you surrender command of your state. You hand your peace to strangers. You outsource your confidence to the crowd. That's the trap. And like any trap, it starts invisible. The hit of approval feels harmless. The pattern feels normal. But over time, the need becomes a dependency, and dependency destroys discipline. You don't need their permission. You don't need their applause. You need your own verification through consistent execution. 1. The addiction cycle of validation. Validation operates like a chemical loop. You act. You post. You wait. Every notification becomes dopamine. Every absence of reaction becomes withdrawal. That's not confidence. That's chemical slavery. You have a choice: to chase reactions or to chase results. Repeat after me. My worth is not measured in responses. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't stay disciplined while feeding addiction. That's stability through restraint. 2. Ego demands witnesses. The ego can't exist without an audience. It survives through being seen. It feeds on recognition. The more people watch, the stronger it feels. The quieter life gets, the weaker it becomes. That's why most can't work in silence. Their ego suffocates without validation. You have a choice: to need witnesses or to need results. Repeat after me. I don't need eyes on me. I need focus within me. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't produce mastery while performing for spectators. That's independence through invisibility. 3. The false reward system. The validation trap rewards exposure, not execution. You share progress before it's complete. You receive praise before it's deserved. You feel satisfied before you finish. Psychology calls it intention sharing. Announcing the goal tricks the brain into believing the goal is already achieved. That's why people who talk about their plans rarely finish them. The announcement became the accomplishment. You have a choice: to signal progress or to complete it. Repeat after me. I don't talk about it. I deliver it. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't build consistency on counterfeit completion. That's commitment through silence. 4. External approval equals internal instability. Every time you let praise raise you or criticism lower you, you prove your mind is reactive, not sovereign. External control creates emotional volatility. Highs become dependent on attention. Lows become triggered by absence. That's not freedom. That's programming. You have a choice: to be reactive or to be regulated. Repeat after me. My stability is self-generated. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't master your state while outsourcing your mood. That's balance through autonomy. 5. Silence as validation detox. The fastest way to break validation addiction is silence. No posts, no announcements, no seeking reactions, just quiet execution. At first, the withdrawal feels like emptiness. It's not emptiness. It's detox. You have a choice: to endure the silence or to relapse into noise. Repeat after me. I can act without being seen. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't reset your system while still feeding the loop. That's discipline through deprivation. 6. The work speaks louder than words. Results communicate louder than self-promotion. True performers don't declare. They demonstrate. The moment your work speaks for you, you no longer need to explain yourself. The product becomes proof. The output becomes authority. You have a choice: to speak about effort or to display outcome. Repeat after me. I'll let my work confirm my value. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't build respect through announcement. You build it through evidence. That's credibility through consistency. 7. Ego seeks praise. Identity seeks mastery. Ego asks, do they notice me? Identity asks, did I improve? Ego feeds on perception. Identity feeds on performance. Validation is the diet of the weak. Mastery is the fuel of the disciplined. You have a choice: to seek validation or to seek verification. Repeat after me. It's not about applause. It's about precision. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't perfect your craft while chasing compliments. That's focus through isolation. 8. Public performance kills private power. The more you perform publicly, the weaker your internal drive becomes. You start training for reaction instead of progression. You start executing for optics instead of outcome. You become a puppet pulled by algorithms. Every audience you attract becomes another master to please. You have a choice: to be controlled by feedback or to command your own standard. Repeat after me. I work unseen. I answer only to results. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't dominate externally while enslaved internally. That's freedom through detachment. 9. How to rebuild internal reference. Step 1. Record wins privately. Step 2. Review progress weekly without sharing. Step 3. Reward yourself with repetition, not reaction. Your validation system must migrate from public to private, from visibility to verification, from others' approval to your own audit. You have a choice: to be observed or to be optimized. Repeat after me. My reward is the result itself. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't sustain drive on temporary applause. That's endurance through internalization. 10. Freedom through non-recognition. The highest level of confidence is anonymity. When you no longer need to be recognized, you operate without restriction. You move faster because you don't pause to explain. You grow stronger because you don't crave witness. You make better decisions because they're not distorted by optics. You have a choice: to seek visibility or to seek versatility. Repeat after me. I don't need recognition. I need refinement. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be limitless while needing to be seen. That's liberation through invisibility. Validation is a system of control. Applause is manipulation disguised as reward. You don't need it. You don't owe it. Your discipline replaces their approval. Your execution replaces their applause. Your verification replaces their validation. You have a choice: to serve ego or to serve mastery. Repeat after me. I perform for purpose, not for praise. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't kill ego by silencing critics. You kill it by silencing the need for praise. You've learned how external validation controls your state and weakens your focus. Now it's time to remove the next ego distortion: personalization. Chapter 4. Stop taking everything personally. You have a choice: to interpret or to observe. That's the key. Nothing is personal unless you make it personal. Your ego wants to be the main character in every event. It turns random moments into attacks. It converts neutral data into emotional injury. Someone criticizes your work, your ego hears, "You're worthless." Someone disagrees, your ego hears, "You're stupid." Someone ignores your message, your ego hears, "You're unimportant." None of these interpretations are real. They are distortions, emotional projections created by an ego desperate for significance. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't stay stable while filtering the world through insecurity. That's the foundation of neutrality through discipline. 1. Ego is the filter, not the fact. Reality is neutral. Ego colors it. Nothing carries meaning until your mind assigns it. The insult is not the problem. The interpretation is. You have a choice: to react to words or to analyze the signal. Repeat after me. I don't react to tone. I respond to truth. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't achieve clarity through distortion. That's control through awareness. 2. Every reaction reveals ownership. When you react, you reveal where you're attached. If criticism hurts, it means your ego still needs approval. If rejection angers you, it means your ego still needs inclusion. If disagreement offends you, it means your ego still needs dominance. Reaction is revelation. You have a choice: to hide from feedback or to study it. Repeat after me. My reactions are data, not identity. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't evolve while defending your triggers. That's awareness through observation. 3. Projection is the universal language. Most human behavior is projection. People mirror their insecurities through criticism. They protect their ego by deflecting blame. They express what they fear about themselves. Their words are reflections of their own conflict, not evaluations of your worth. You have a choice: to absorb projection or to let it pass. Repeat after me. Their words describe them, not me. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't carry other people's projections and stay precise. That's strength through detachment. 4. Personalization is ego centrality. The ego needs to be the center of everything, even negativity. Traffic jam? They're targeting me. Someone cancels plans? They don't value me. Someone looks distant? They're upset with me. It's all ego theater, a stage where you play both victim and star. You have a choice: to be the center or to be the observer. Repeat after me. Not everything involves me. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't master focus while personalizing everything. That's logic through humility. 5. Silence breaks the feedback loop. When you stop reacting, the ego loses its fuel source. No defense, no justification, no emotional return fire, just stillness. The aggressor expects engagement. Silence denies it. The ego expects validation. Silence starves it. You have a choice: to engage noise or to conserve energy. Repeat after me. I respond only where response adds value. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't protect peace through participation. That's dominance through stillness. 6. Replace interpretation with inquiry. Instead of assuming offense, investigate intention. Ask, is this about me or about them? 9 times out of 10, it's about them. They're tired. They're stressed. They're afraid. They're projecting their frustration outward because they can't contain it. You have a choice: to assume threat or to seek understanding. Repeat after me. I analyze before I internalize. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't maintain power without curiosity. That's perception through pause. 7. Criticism as calibration. Criticism doesn't always come from malice. Sometimes it's information disguised as attack. The undisciplined ego discards it all. The disciplined mind filters for truth. Extract the data. Discard the emotion. That's how you convert insult into insight. You have a choice: to feel criticized or to extract value. Repeat after me. I don't defend my position. I refine it. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't improve if you treat every challenge as a wound. That's growth through filtering. 8. Emotional control is strategic power. Emotional neutrality is not suppression. It's strategy. The person who controls their response controls the dynamic. When you remain calm, you force others to reveal their lack of control. Their emotional exposure becomes your informational advantage. You have a choice: to reveal instability or to remain unreadable. Repeat after me. I don't react. I calculate. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't dominate interaction while signaling emotion. That's power through precision. 9. How to train detachment. Step 1. Delay every emotional reaction by 10 seconds. Step 2. Translate judgment into data. Step 3. End every analysis with, so what can I learn? Detachment is repetition, not theory. Each pause builds distance. Each distance builds power. You have a choice: to personalize events or to analyze patterns. Repeat after me. I convert emotion into information. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be manipulated if you don't identify with interpretation. That's immunity through logic. 10. The untouchable mind. The person who takes nothing personally becomes impossible to control. Flattery doesn't work because it's irrelevant. Criticism doesn't work because it's information. Rejection doesn't work because it's redirection. You see everything for what it is: data. No story, no drama, no injury. You have a choice: to stay reactive or to become untouchable. Repeat after me. Nothing personal, only patterns. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't master the external world until you master internal neutrality. That's invulnerability through awareness. Taking things personally is not sensitivity. It's self-importance. The solution isn't emotional suppression. It's perspective correction. You're not the center of every conflict. You're an observer in a collective equation. Stop interpreting. Start analyzing. Stop reacting. Start responding. Stop personalizing. Start detaching. You have a choice: to protect your ego or to protect your energy. Repeat after me. I'm not the story. I am the observer. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't kill ego by defending yourself. You kill it by removing the need to be defended. You've learned how to detach from interpretation and reclaim control of your reactions. Now it's time to strengthen the next discipline, admitting error. Chapter 5. The strength in admitting you're wrong. You have a choice: to protect your pride or to protect your progress. That's the key. Admitting you're wrong is not weakness. It's discipline. Ego fights to appear perfect. Discipline fights to become precise. It's not about humiliation. It's about calibration. You don't need their permission to correct course. You just need the courage to face truth faster than everyone else. That's the foundation of strength through surrender. 1. The illusion of infallibility. Ego equates being wrong with being worthless. That's false. Being wrong is information. Ignoring it is self-destruction. The moment you can't admit error, you stop adapting. And what doesn't adapt breaks. You have a choice: to defend illusion or to align with reality. Repeat after me. I prefer accuracy over appearance. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't evolve if you worship image. That's awareness through humility. 2. The speed of correction defines power. Weak minds defend mistakes for months. Strong minds correct them within minutes. The faster you admit error, the faster you recover energy, direction, and respect. Delay multiplies damage. Defense wastes time. You have a choice: to protect the ego or to protect momentum. Repeat after me. I correct fast. I move forward faster. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't compound progress if you can't pivot. That's efficiency through humility. 3. Admitting error builds credibility. When you admit mistakes immediately, you signal confidence. You show that your identity isn't fragile. You prove you value truth more than image. That builds trust. People follow those who self-correct. They respect clarity over consistency. You have a choice: to appear flawless or to become trustworthy. Repeat after me. Correction increases credibility. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't command respect while defending deception. That's leadership through honesty. 4. Ego values comfort over correction. Ego would rather protect comfort than pursue growth. It prefers to stay wrong quietly than risk embarrassment publicly. That's how mediocrity sustains itself, through unacknowledged error. You have a choice: to hide behind pride or to advance through truth. Repeat after me. I trade comfort for clarity. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't progress while preserving false pride. That's discipline through discomfort. 5. Error is neutral until you resist it. A mistake is neutral. Resistance gives it power. When you deny being wrong, the error compounds. When you admit it, the lesson activates. That's the formula. Admit, analyze, adjust. You have a choice: to conceal or to convert. Repeat after me. I turn mistakes into mechanisms. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't transform what you refuse to face. That's mastery through confrontation. 6. Detach identity from accuracy. You are not your opinions. You are not your previous conclusions. When data changes, truth changes. When truth changes, discipline adapts. Ego says, if I was wrong, I'm a fool. Discipline says, if I was wrong, I just learned. You have a choice: to fuse identity with error or to treat error as data. Repeat after me. I am not my mistakes. I am my corrections. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't maintain growth if you fear adjustment. That's intelligence through detachment. 7. The power of public correction. Correcting yourself publicly magnifies integrity. It demonstrates self-governance. It removes the weapon from critics. They can't expose what you already own. It disarms opposition. They respect what they can't shame. You have a choice: to hide failure, or to transform it into proof of strength. Repeat after me. I expose error before others can exploit it. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be disarmed if you hold your own truth first. That's invulnerability through ownership. 8. A discipline of audit. Schedule review. Weekly, monthly, quarterly. Audit your results without emotion. What worked? What failed? No excuses. No justification. The disciplined mind seeks truth, not validation. You have a choice: to ignore feedback or to build feedback systems. Repeat after me. My review is my reset. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't grow by accident. You grow by design. That's refinement through accountability. 9. Mistake velocity creates mastery. The more mistakes you process, the faster you evolve. Each correction tightens precision. Each adjustment sharpens performance. The goal isn't zero mistakes, it's rapid iteration. You have a choice: to fear mistakes or to accelerate through them. Repeat after me. I fail fast to refine faster. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't master execution without mastering correction. That's acceleration through humility. 10. The freedom beyond being right. When you stop needing to be right, you become unstoppable. Debate ends. Conflict dissolves. Learning accelerates. Nobody can trap you with contradiction because you can pivot instantly. Nobody can corner you with criticism because you can agree immediately. You have a choice: to resist correction or to weaponize it. Repeat after me. I upgrade through error. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't dominate reality while denying reality. That's supremacy through submission. Admitting you're wrong is not loss. It's leverage. It removes friction from relationships. It accelerates progress. It proves your mind is stronger than your pride. The weak defend illusion. The strong adapt to truth. You have a choice: to preserve ego or to preserve evolution. Repeat after me. I choose truth over pride. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't kill ego by pretending to be right. You kill it by surrendering the need to be. You've learned how admitting error dismantles ego and multiplies growth. Now it's time to examine the next level: how success itself becomes the ego's favorite weapon. Chapter 6. Ego and success is more dangerous than ego and failure. You have a choice: to be elevated by success or educated by it. That's the key. Ego hides best behind achievement. When you fail, ego is visible. It argues. It deflects. It blames. But when you win, ego evolves. It becomes silent, subtle, strategic. It tells you that you are the reason for everything. It convinces you that effort is no longer required. It whispers that you are special. That whisper destroys more people than any failure ever could. 1. Ego's mutation after victory. In failure, ego is defensive. In success, ego is delusional. It moves from "I'm not wrong" to "I'm unstoppable." The shift is quiet but lethal. When things are going well, discipline is replaced with entitlement. Process is replaced with pride. Growth is replaced with comfort. You have a choice: to learn from success or to be blinded by it. Repeat after me. I stay a student even when I win. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't maintain strength if you believe you're finished growing. That's focus through humility. 2. Success feeds the illusion of isolation. Ego tells you that you did it alone, that every outcome was self-generated, that every result was pure skill. That's fiction. Every victory involves unseen support: mentors, timing, circumstance, opportunity. To deny that is to disconnect from reality. You have a choice: to believe the illusion or to remember the infrastructure behind every win. Repeat after me. I was helped. I was lucky, and I'm still learning. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't sustain progress on arrogance. That's perspective through gratitude. 3. Success without awareness breeds decay. The undisciplined celebrate too long. They believe the result guarantees repetition. They assume the formula is eternal. But nothing static survives. Every field evolves. Every opponent studies. Every system decays. Complacency is the rot that starts immediately after victory. You have a choice: to maintain process or to worship outcome. Repeat after me. The work continues after the win. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't preserve success by celebrating it. That's stability through repetition. 4. Historical proof of ego collapse. Look at the patterns. Empires, athletes, corporations, leaders. Their downfall always begins after triumph. They stop listening. They stop training. They stop adjusting. The same discipline that built their empire disappears the moment ego convinces them it's no longer needed. That's the cycle. Ego builds. Ego celebrates. Ego collapses. You have a choice: to repeat the cycle or to rewrite it. Repeat after me. I treat success as a new beginning, not a finish line. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't avoid decline without eternal beginner's mindset. That's endurance through humility. 5. Recognition is the gateway to corruption. The instant others start celebrating you, danger begins. Applause seduces. Titles sedate. Status deceives. It shifts your focus from craft to image. You start managing perception instead of improving performance. That's ego using external praise to corrupt internal discipline. You have a choice: to enjoy recognition or to be enslaved by it. Repeat after me. I use recognition, but I don't need it. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't maintain clarity while addicted to approval. That's control through detachment. 6. Success without systems is fragile. Ego believes success is a trait. Discipline knows it's a system. The ego says, I'm great. Discipline says, my process works. If you remove the system and the success disappears, it was never strength, it was luck. You have a choice: to build identity on results or on repeatable systems. Repeat after me. I don't trust outcomes. I trust structure. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't replicate victory without replicating behavior. That's reliability through process. 7. Ego turns confidence into contempt. Confidence is precision. Ego is distortion. Confidence says, I can. Ego says, only I can. The first creates collaboration. The second destroys it. When you start seeing yourself as superior, you stop learning from those below you. That's the beginning of decline. You have a choice: to stay confident or to become arrogant. Repeat after me. I respect every source of insight. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't grow while dismissing data from others. That's intelligence through openness. 8. The discipline of post-victory evaluation. After every success, ask 3 questions. What did I do right? What variables helped me? What must change before next time? Write down. Review it. Detach emotion. Extract pattern. This turns ego into education. You have a choice: to celebrate or to study. Repeat after me. I analyze every victory. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't improve through unexamined success. That's evolution through awareness. 9. Gratitude as anti-ego discipline. Gratitude is not sentiment. It's precision. It repositions you in the equation. It reminds you that your result is connected to others, to timing, to opportunity, to environment. Gratitude is how you keep perspective while expanding capacity. You have a choice: to claim ownership or to acknowledge contribution. Repeat after me. I am grateful, not grand. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't stay grounded while pretending you're self-made. That's strength through acknowledgement. 10. The paradox of sustainable power. The more you succeed, the more humility you need. Each win must make you quieter, sharper, and more vigilant. The higher you climb, the more you must distrust flattery, reject comfort, and refine process. Otherwise, you become a prisoner of your own success. You have a choice: to be destroyed by achievement or disciplined by it. Repeat after me. Success is a test, not a trophy. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't sustain power without restraint. That's longevity through humility. Ego and failure is obvious. Ego and success is invisible. Failure bruises pride. Success blinds it. You have a choice: to be seduced by winning or to weaponize it. Repeat after me. I remain a student after victory. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't kill ego by losing. You kill it by winning and staying disciplined anyway. You've learned how success feeds ego through pride and illusion. Now it's time to study the next form of control: power without recognition. Chapter 7. The power of invisible contribution. You have a choice: to chase credit or to create impact. That's the key. Ego wants visibility. Discipline wants results. The ego needs everyone to know. Discipline needs no one to notice. It's not about being seen. It's about being effective. You don't need their permission to contribute quietly. You don't need their applause to know your value. You don't need your name on the result for it to matter. That's the foundation of silent strength. 1. Credit is a distraction, not a reward. The need for credit redirects your focus from building to broadcasting. Every minute spent explaining your contribution is a minute lost refining it. Ego trades mastery for recognition. Discipline trades recognition for mastery. You have a choice: to advertise your effort or to amplify your effectiveness. Repeat after me. I build. I don't broadcast. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't grow while needing applause. That's strength through anonymity. 2. Invisible work builds indestructible confidence. When nobody knows what you did, and you still know it mattered, that's internal validation. When results exist without your name attached, that's unshakable confidence. Because you no longer depend on being acknowledged to feel valuable. You've separated self-worth from visibility. You have a choice: to depend on noise or to depend on truth. Repeat after me. My work proves itself. I don't need to. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't rely on external mirrors to reflect internal value. That's confidence through detachment. 3. Ego seeks spotlight. Leaders build shadows. Real builders operate unseen. They construct systems, teams, and ideas that function without their face attached. Ego wants attention. Leaders want autonomy. When you make yourself the center, you become the bottleneck. When you build systems bigger than yourself, you create legacy. You have a choice: to be the show or to be the structure. Repeat after me. I build systems, not shrines. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't scale ego. You can scale systems. That's leadership through invisibility. 4. Invisible contribution compounds quietly. The more you contribute without credit, the more power you actually gain. Because your results multiply without resistance. Nobody competes with what they can't see. Nobody blocks moves they don't know exist. You build advantage through obscurity. You have a choice: to be visible and vulnerable or invisible and effective. Repeat after me. Obscurity is protection. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't protect your leverage if everyone knows your source of strength. That's advantage through silence. 5. Detach from ownership. Focus on output. The need to own ideas limits innovation. When you detach from ownership, you collaborate without friction, adapt without hesitation, and share without fear. Your ego says, "That was mine." Discipline says, "That worked." You have a choice: to attach to authorship or to attach to outcome. Repeat after me. I own nothing. I improve everything. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't innovate while protecting ego territory. That's creativity through detachment. 6. The test of silent service. Can you help without announcement? Can you contribute without signature? Can you watch others receive praise for your work and remain content? That's the test. If you still need to be seen to feel satisfied, ego is in control. If you can act effectively without recognition, discipline has taken command. You have a choice: to serve for validation or to serve for value. Repeat after me. I don't need acknowledgement to act with excellence. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't master contribution while demanding attention. That's service through strength. 7. Anonymous value is strategic power. Anonymous influence is the highest form of power. You shape outcomes without exposure. You move environments without being tracked. The loud lose leverage. The invisible operate freely. You have a choice: to be known or to be effective. Repeat after me. My impact doesn't need identification. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be targeted if you're unseen. That's control through concealment. 8. Silence eliminates ego competition. When you no longer compete for credit, everyone else competes with themselves. You remove yourself from the hierarchy entirely. Ego fights for ranking. Discipline fights for refinement. You have a choice: to climb status ladders or to construct the building they climb in. Repeat after me. I compete only with yesterday's version of me. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't lose in a game you've stopped playing. That's superiority through withdrawal. 9. Invisible work strengthens character. When no one's watching, you see your real standards. Without external eyes, there's no performance, only process. Invisible contribution exposes your integrity to yourself. You either deliver because it's right, or you don't deliver at all. You have a choice: to act for show or to act for standard. Repeat after me. I perform the same with or without an audience. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't build inner authority while performing for outer approval. That's integrity through isolation. 10. Legacy without label. The highest level of achievement is creating systems, movements, or outcomes that endure without your name attached. When the results outlive you and nobody remembers you built them, that's immortality. Your ego dies. Your impact doesn't. You have a choice: to be remembered or to be replicated. Repeat after me. My legacy is the result, not the recognition. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't chase eternity while chasing credit. That's immortality through humility. Ego wants attention. Discipline wants advancement. Ego asks, "Who noticed me?" Discipline asks, "Did it work?" You have a choice: to chase credit or to create consequence. Repeat after me. I build in silence. I lead without signature. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You don't kill ego by being ignored. You kill it by acting effectively when nobody's watching. You've learned how invisible contribution multiplies results while starving ego. Now it's time to advance to the next layer: psychological control through unpredictability. Chapter 8. Ego makes you predictable. Ego death makes you dangerous. You have a choice: to be controlled or to be unshakable. That's the key. Ego is the handle others use to move you. Flatter it. and you comply. Challenge it, and you react. Ignore it, and you chase. Every external force that manipulates you uses one method: ego leverage. Once you remove the handle, manipulation ends. That's when you become unpredictable. And unpredictability is power. 1. Ego is the map others use against you. Your ego reveals your weak points before you open your mouth. They see it when you interrupt to prove knowledge. They see it when you correct minor errors. They see it when you need recognition to feel relevant. Every display of ego gives opponents your psychological coordinates. You have a choice: to broadcast weakness or to erase it. Repeat after me. I reveal nothing. I react to nothing. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't win strategic games while exposing your internal map. That's intelligence through restraint. 2. Flattery is the simplest trap. Flattery is ego's favorite drug. It lowers awareness, relaxes caution, and inflates illusion. When people praise you, ego confuses attention for safety. That's how manipulation begins, through comfort. You have a choice: to crave compliments or to stay calibrated. Repeat after me. I don't feed on praise. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't stay dangerous while addicted to approval. That's stability through indifference. 3. Challenge is the next level trap. When flattery fails, challenge appears. Ego interprets challenge as threat, and threat triggers overreaction. You start proving instead of observing. You start competing instead of calculating. You start playing their game instead of yours. You have a choice: to respond or to react. Repeat after me. I prove nothing. I observe everything. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't maintain control while defending image. That's discipline through silence. 4. The third trap: strategic ignorance. The third manipulation is being ignored. Ego interprets silence as insult. When someone stops acknowledging you, ego demands attention. You chase the response. You break neutrality. You've been pulled back into control by nothing more than absence. You have a choice: to need validation or to remain invisible by design. Repeat after me. I'm unmoved by silence. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't stay independent while chasing acknowledgement. That's freedom through disinterest. 5. Predictability is the death of power. Ego creates patterns. Patterns create predictability. Predictability eliminates threat. If others can anticipate your reaction, they can script your behavior. If they can script your behavior, you're already defeated. You have a choice: to live as a program or to operate as a system. Repeat after me. My behavior follows principle, not pressure. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be manipulated if you don't follow emotional programming. That's invulnerability through logic. 6. Ego death creates strategic silence. Without ego, you don't need to respond. Without ego, you don't need to correct. Without ego, you don't need to perform. Your power multiplies in proportion to your silence. The less you speak, the more you observe. The less you react, the more you calculate. The less you explain, the more control you retain. You have a choice: to speak from insecurity or to move for mastery. Repeat after me. Silence is control. Control is strength. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't lose advantage when you reveal nothing. That's power through invisibility. 7. The psychological blueprint of dangerous people. They don't flinch when challenged. They don't glow when flattered. They don't chase when ignored. They are emotionally invisible. Every signal they send is intentional. Every move they make is calculated. Every reaction is measured against objective, not ego. You have a choice: to be emotionally visible or strategically unreadable. Repeat after me. I am calm under chaos, clear under pressure. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be manipulated if your emotions don't broadcast. That's control through neutrality. 8. Ego-free strategy is pure precision. Ego injects emotion into data. Data plus emotion equals distortion. When you remove ego, analysis becomes clean. You see patterns others can't. You adapt faster. You outthink emotion-driven opponents. That's why ego death multiplies accuracy. You have a choice: to feel important or to stay efficient. Repeat after me. I prioritize truth over pride. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't optimize while filtering information through insecurity. That's clarity through objectivity. 9. How ego death makes you uncontrollable. Once ego dies, the external world loses leverage. Praise doesn't sway you. Criticism doesn't shake you. Silence doesn't move you. You act because it's right, not because it's recognized. You adapt because it's strategic, not because it's expected. Nobody can predict your next move because your decisions follow discipline, not reaction. You have a choice: to be managed by stimulus or to master response. Repeat after me. I move on principle, not impulse. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be trapped if your triggers no longer exist. That's danger through self-control. 10. The final state, unreadable calm. The most dangerous person in any room is the one whose face tells nothing, whose tone changes for no one, and whose decisions appear effortless. They can't be provoked, flattered, or baited. Their composure disorients aggressors. Their detachment dismantles manipulation. You have a choice: to broadcast emotion or to project equilibrium. Repeat after me. My calm is my camouflage. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be defeated by chaos when your stillness absorbs it. That's danger through discipline. Ego makes you readable. Ego death makes you strategic. You have a choice: to play the emotional game or to master the logical one. Repeat after me. I move quietly. I think clearly. I act precisely. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You don't kill ego by hiding emotion. You kill it by removing the need to react altogether. You've learned how killing ego removes predictability and eliminates manipulation. Now it's time to rebuild identity beyond achievement itself. Chapter 9. Building Identity Beyond Achievement. You have a choice: to define yourself by what you do or by who you are. That's the key. Ego builds identity from outcomes. Discipline builds identity from principles. Ego says, I am my success. Discipline says, I am my standards. One collapses when results change. The other endures forever. That's how you separate being from doing. 1. Ego confuses achievement with identity. Ego attaches identity to performance. It says you're only valuable when productive. It says you only matter when admired. This illusion forces constant motion. If you stop achieving, you stop existing in your own mind. That's why burnout is worshipped and rest feels like failure. You have a choice: to live as a performer or as a person. Repeat after me. My worth is not conditional. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't sustain peace while measuring existence by output. That's freedom through detachment. 2. When the work ends, ego panics. When success slows, ego fractures. It looks for the next title, the next proof, the next applause. Without external achievement, it feels invisible because it was never built on identity, only image. That's why retired champions collapse. That's why former executives lose purpose. Their self was built on scoreboards, not substance. You have a choice: to chase relevance or to cultivate foundation. Repeat after me. I am not my resume. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't find peace in symbols. That's stability through self-definition. 3. Internal identity is built, not bought. Titles, trophies, and followers are rentals. Values, principles, and discipline are ownership. You can lose position. You can lose wealth. But you can't lose who you are if who you are isn't for sale. Ego builds on applause. Discipline builds on alignment. You have a choice: to construct image or to construct essence. Repeat after me. I am what I repeatedly choose. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't lose what can't be taken. That's permanence through integrity. 4. Detach from roles, return to core. Roles change. Identity should not. Parent, athlete, entrepreneur, artist, these are functions. They are not foundations. When the role ends, the person remains. When the title fades, the truth remains. You have a choice: to cling to identity labels or to operate from universal principles. Repeat after me. I remain the same, regardless of the role. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't stabilize life around temporary functions. That's endurance through essence. 5. Ego seeks measurement. Discipline seeks mastery. Ego needs numbers to prove existence, profit, likes, metrics. It craves comparison to validate progress. Discipline measures differently. It asks, did I stay aligned? Did I act with precision? Did I improve structure? That's mastery, progress defined internally, not externally. You have a choice: to chase measurement or to pursue mastery. Repeat after me. My standard is internal. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't grow authentically while chasing external scoreboard validation. That's precision through alignment. 6. Reprogram the language of identity. The language you use defines the structure of your mind. Ego language attaches identity to outcomes. I'm successful. I'm the best. I'm number one. Discipline language attaches identity to process. I create. I improve. I learn. The first collapses under failure. The second endures under pressure. You have a choice: to describe outcomes or to define principles. Repeat after me. I describe behavior, not titles. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't evolve using language built on comparison. That's transformation through awareness. 7. Failure as identity detox. Failure is not destruction, it's exposure. It reveals how much ego was built into your self-concept. If a single setback breaks you, you are never stable. If loss removes meaning, you are worshiping outcome, not purpose. Failure is the cleanest way to strip ego from identity. You have a choice: to resist failure or to refine through it. Repeat after me. Failure removes illusion. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't destroy ego without confronting collapse. That's purification through loss. 8. Identity rooted in values outlasts everything. Values are permanent coordinates. They don't depend on seasons, roles, or metrics. Ego depends on circumstance. Discipline depends on commitment. You choose who you are by what you consistently do, not what you occasionally achieve. You have a choice: to drift with outcomes or to anchor with values. Repeat after me. My actions reflect my principles, not my position. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be lost if you never needed external direction. That's orientation through conviction. 9. The paradox of true independence. The less you attach to outcomes, the more capable you become. Because you no longer fear failure. You no longer fear change. You no longer fear irrelevance. That's real independence, operating without psychological dependency. You have a choice: to rely on results or to rely on reality. Repeat after me. I perform free from fear. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be manipulated by loss if identity isn't tied to winning. That's immunity through internal grounding. 10. Living beyond achievement. The end goal is not success. It's stability. To perform at peak without attachment to outcome. To pursue mastery without identification. To contribute value without needing validation. That's ego death, existence without dependency. You have a choice. To define yourself by what you achieve or by what you embody. Repeat after me. My value is internal. My actions are external. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't kill ego while clinging to titles. You kill it by standing complete without them. Achievement is external. Identity is internal. You have a choice. To collect outcomes or to construct self. Repeat after me. I am constant beyond success or failure. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You don't destroy ego by abandoning goals. You destroy it by removing identity from goals. You've learned how to build identity beyond accomplishment. How to stand still when the world measures worth by motion. Now it's time to reach the final transformation. Total liberation from approval itself. Chapter 10. Living free from the need for external approval. You have a choice. To live by opinion or to live by principle. That's the key. Ego survives on validation. Discipline survives on conviction. When you stop needing approval, you stop being controlled. When you stop performing, you start existing. This is the final phase of ego death. Freedom from other people's perceptions. 1. Approval is the oldest form of control. From childhood, you are trained to seek approval. Grades for validation. Praise for obedience. Likes for identity. The system built dependence. Dependence on applause. Dependence on permission. You have a choice. To continue needing reward or to reclaim autonomy. Repeat after me. I act without audience. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't build freedom on borrowed opinions. That's liberation through internal direction. 2. The ego needs witnesses. Ego can't function alone. It needs eyes on it to feel real. Without observation, it feels invisible. Without approval, it feels incomplete. That's why people post everything. Why they overshare. Why they explain decisions that need no explanation. The ego fears being unseen more than being wrong. You have a choice. To live witnessed or to live centered. Repeat after me. I don't need to be seen to exist. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be authentic while performing visibility. That's existence through independence. 3. Approval seeking is a modern addiction. Each like, each comment, each compliment. Microdoses of ego stimulation. It trains your brain to outsource peace. If feedback is positive, you rise. If feedback is absent, you fall. You've built an emotional market. Your self-worth fluctuates on demand. You have a choice. To chase reaction or to command direction. Repeat after me. I withdraw from validation markets. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't stabilize internal systems while pricing yourself externally. That's emotional sovereignty through abstinence. 4. The paradox of indifference. The moment you stop needing approval, you gain it. Because indifference reads as confidence. And confidence attracts submission. But you don't do it for that reason. You do it to reclaim clarity. Ego acts for appearance. Discipline acts for alignment. You have a choice. To impress or to execute. Repeat after me. My clarity is my authority. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't master perception while chained to it. That's respect through detachment. 5. Criticism loses power when approval loses value. If praise can lift you, criticism can break you. If opinions can validate you, they can also destroy you. Approval and criticism are opposite ends of the same leash. Kill the need for one, and the other dies too. You have a choice: to depend on perception or to depend on reality. Repeat after me. I am unaffected by evaluation. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't move forward while waiting for applause. That's progress through neutrality. 6. Silence becomes your filter. When you detach from approval, you stop explaining. You stop defending. You stop persuading. You speak when it's useful. You move when it's time. You act when it aligns. Words lose urgency because validation loses meaning. You have a choice: to seek understanding or to seek precision. Repeat after me. I speak for function, not for favor. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't maintain composure while explaining existence. That's control through economy of expression. 7. Feedback becomes data, not judgment. Freedom from approval doesn't mean arrogance. You still observe feedback. You still process information. The difference is detachment. You analyze, but you don't absorb. Critique is no longer personal. It's mechanical. Compliment is no longer fuel. It's neutral. You have a choice: to take feedback emotionally or to process it strategically. Repeat after me. Feedback informs. It doesn't define. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't grow efficiently if every comment alters your direction. That's maturity through neutrality. 8. Freedom from the audience. When you no longer perform, every action becomes pure. You stop optimizing for perception and start optimizing for precision. No filters, no false fronts, no self-promotion. You move for the mission, not the mirror. You have a choice: to perform identity or to live principle. Repeat after me. I operate without theater. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't be unstoppable while acting for spectators. That's performance-free execution. 9. Respect without dependence. People begin to respect you when you no longer seek it, because respect given voluntarily carries weight. Respect demanded loses power. Independence generates magnetism. Those anchored internally draw others naturally. You have a choice: to chase attention or to attract alignment. Repeat after me. I draw, I don't pursue. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't lead effectively while chasing acceptance. That's leadership through autonomy. 10. The final detachment. Freedom from approval seeking completes ego death. No flattery moves you. No criticism weakens you. No silence disturbs you. You operate by principle, not popularity. You decide from clarity, not consensus. Your validation system runs internally, powered by integrity and execution. You have a choice: to be influenced or to be independent. Repeat after me. My direction is self-governed. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You can't master your mind until you stop negotiating your worth. That's total control through disconnection. Ego says they need to approve. Discipline says, I approve of myself. Ego says they're watching. Discipline says, I'm working. You have a choice: to exist as a reflection or as a foundation. Repeat after me. I no longer need to be understood to be effective. Control what you control. Let go of what you don't. You don't kill ego by denying attention. You kill it by removing dependence on it. You've now reached the end of the process. You've separated identity from ego. You've redefined power through discipline. You've detached from outcome, validation, and perception. This is freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from reaction. Freedom from a need to be seen. You no longer perform. You no longer chase. You no longer depend. You act. You build. You exist, fully self-directed. That's the end state of ego death and the beginning of real life. Your ego has been controlling your life. making you defensive, making you need validation, making you take everything personally, making you argue when you should listen, making you act when you should observe, making you weak while convincing you that you are strong. And it's time to end this. Not weaken it, not control it, kill it completely. Because on the other side of the death of the ego is something your ego can't even imagine. Freedom. Freedom to make mistakes without being destroyed. Freedom to succeed without needing credit. Freedom to be criticized without being affected. Freedom to create without needing recognition. Freedom to learn from anyone because you don't have to be the smartest. Freedom to change your mind because you're not attached to being right. Freedom to fail because your value isn't tied to results. That's true strength. Not the false strength of never admitting a mistake. Not the fragile strength that needs constant validation. But the real strength that comes from an inner certainty that requires nothing from anyone. So here's your challenge. Over the next 30 days, notice every moment your ego speaks. Every time you want to correct someone, stay silent. Every time you want credit, give it up. Every time you want to prove you're right, admit you might be wrong. Every time you want validation, accept not having it. Kill your ego one decision at a time. Because it's you or your ego, and only one of you can live free.